This video is brought to you by Grainger Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country. This is the all-new 2025 Toyota 4Runner, but it's also a limited edition, which is a pretty fancy trim level of the new 4Runner. It is not a hybrid, it's a 3-row 4Runner. And in this video, I want to show you exactly what it is, but also I want to tow a trailer and push this 4Runner near its maximum 6,000 pound rating. So let's get to it. Under the hood of the new 4Runner, it's no longer a 4-liter V6, it's a 2.4-liter straight 4 turbocharged engine, and the power rating is basically the same as a Tacoma, the new one. 278 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque, and an 8-speed automatic behind this engine. So we're really familiar with this powertrain, but what I haven't done is actually use the limited edition, this luxury 4Runner, for towing, so that's exactly what I'm doing today. What's unique about this version of the 4Runner is the full-time 4x4 system, not a part-time system. So you can see the switch here, right on the console. You could lock it up in 4-wheel drive high, or actually get it into 4-wheel drive low for those tough situations. But it is equipped with a 20-inch wheel with basically a street all-season tire. So this is not really the off-roady version of the 4Runner, but nonetheless, you still have low range in this one.
If you want to protect the ride you love, consider an extended warranty with Grainger Warranty. With Grainger, you can save up to $1,000 on your extended warranty and get your ride fixed with manufactured parts installed by manufacturer trained techs. Check out GraingerWarranty.com or click on that link below.
This does have a 3rd row option, which is kind of unique for a 4Runner. And it works like this. You can grab this little strap, also move the headrest into position, and then I can go around and show you how I can get in. This is not the biggest 3-row vehicle of them all, but smaller adults, kids, I'm kind of a big dude. I think this could work quite well for. So this tumbles forward, just one lever, and then I can get in. I do have a power step. I can get in this way. Okay, so I'm in. This is not ideal for me. Look, I don't have a lot of headroom. I don't have a lot of knee room. My knees are way up. So I would say, yes, it's here. It's optional, but it's not for big dudes. I turned over the WaveSafe Hitch so I can get a little bit of a rise out of it. And now we should be nice and level with the trailer. And let's try to hook it up. This trailer is so lightweight, it matches really well with this 4Runner, I think. But we'll have to wait and see what happens when we put some weight on it. And the WaveSafe Hitch makes this towing experience so much better, because I could see here exact tongue load of this trailer, and it should be around 10% of what I'm pulling, and I'm guessing that I'm pulling about, what, 5,500 pounds. So this allows me to know that I'm properly loaded, so the trailer doesn't start swaying on me unpredictably. Use the link in the description below, wave-safe.com/TFL, to find your hitch. The trailer I'm using today is this Aluma wide body. Basically, it means it has a wider deck and drive-over fenders, so you can load some really big side-by-sides, performance vehicles, rock crawlers. It also has this rub rail where you could load vehicles from the side if you have some ATVs or smaller side-by-sides. But today I'm carrying this, and the fact that this trailer is aluminum is very, very critical, because if this was steel, like some of those trailers, it would weigh about 1,000 pounds more, and I probably would not be able to use the 4Runner in order to pull it. But it being aluminum, I could carry something like this, a Blazer ZR2, right on there, and still be within my tow ratings. And use the link in the description below. Check out Aluma trailers, and also check out Rifle Truck and Trailer. It's a dealership for trailers and truck accessories on the western slope of Colorado. I loaded up my weight, which just happens to be a 2000 Chevy Blazer ZR2. And I gotta move it about an hour north of here, back to the TFL Tumbleweed Ranch. All right, so I'm at the metered merge lane, which means it's a little bit of a drag race. Ooh, come on. I mean, I've got little sedans trying to pass me. Can't they see I'm towing? Anyways, this turbocharged engine is plenty powerful. Yeah, it has more gearing too. 8 speeds in this transmission versus 5 previously. And even though I'm in Denver right now at a higher elevation, about mile high above sea level, there's plenty of power. And I'll try to accelerate once again once I get out of traffic. But I also wanted to let you know this. If you are a current owner of a 6th generation 4Runner, or you're thinking about buying one, you gotta check out 4runner6g.com forum. It's the best place for enthusiasts and owners and future owners, potential owners, to discuss everything that has to do with the 6th generation 4Runner. Color options, lift kits, modifications, who bought which color and when, what differences are coming out for the next model year versus not, what's staying the same. So it's a really great place. Use the link in the description below. Check out 4runner6g.com. That's where like-minded individuals like you who care about the 4Runner community, that's where they hang out. And that's where we hang out when we want to learn more about the 4Runner. Alright, so now I settled in. I increased my trailer brake controller gain to 5 out of 10 from 2 because I am heavier and I need more braking power from the trailer. That's working great. I am settled in, driving the speed limit or mostly flowing with traffic, about 60 miles an hour. And I gotta say, you know, it's pretty stable. I'm not using a weight distribution hitch today, even though WaveSafe does offer it, because I kind of wanted to feel how this vehicle tows pretty close to its limit, but without assistance of a weight distribution hitch. The shorter wheelbase of the 4Runner makes the ride maybe a little bit more challenging, not as smooth and stable as a pickup truck would be, like a Tacoma or maybe a bigger half-ton pickup truck like a Tundra. But nonetheless, really good stability for an SUV, and not a lot of squat, even though I did put, 600 pounds on the tongue, which is a little bit more than I needed, but it gives me high-speed stability. And this 4Runner, I checked, has about 1,160 pounds of payload, which is quite a bit better than our Tier D off-road 4Runner model, and a pretty good amount. You could tow a sizable trailer and still have several people in here and your gear. So I'm happy to see that they're offering a little bit more payload than this in a model like this. And I actually have 2 other small complaints about towing with the 4Runner. First, side mirrors. They're great if I wasn't towing, but I am pulling a trailer, and this trailer does have that front windscreen to protect wherever I'm towing a little bit, and it's hard for me to see around it. The 4Runner has never, as far as I remember, offered a special towing mirror, and neither does the Tacoma. So I think a manufacturer like Toyota is thinking that people usually don't use these vehicles for towing not every week or often, so they don't offer special mirrors. So if you were pulling a wide trailer, maybe a camping trailer, you could buy an extension, just a mirror, an aftermarket accessory that you could put on to see a little bit better around your trailer. Or if you're towing some low trailer like a low deck, you may be able to just get away with these mirrors. And the second complaint is just the trailer management software. When I first hooked up the trailer, you saw that was pretty handy, but it didn't allow me to name the trailer what I wanted to name it. Just gave me a category. It also didn't allow me to track either the mileage I've driven with this particular trailer or specific efficiency that I have with this particular trailer. Some other manufacturers offer those, features on vehicles, for example, like the Chevy Tahoe, of course Silverados, Ford F-150s, Expeditions. Those are bigger vehicles that probably tow more often, so they offer a little bit more software. But in my mind, I mean, that's not a huge cost to add a little bit more management into the big screen that I have here. All right, I finished my 50-mile towing trip, and I would say this was a maxed out run. I probably wouldn't want to tow this heavy every single time with the 4Runner. The 4Runner handled it fine, but at speeds about like 65 or 70 miles an hour, I could feel I was near my limit. Also, there was a crosswind. So overall, the 4Runner did great. And also, I really love this heritage blue color. I think it's amazing on this Limited. But now I gotta tell you about price. And the way you see it here, the sticker price is $62,740. That's a steep price. But I have a way that you could save $3,000 right now. I would subtract the third row. That already saves some money. I would subtract the power steps. That's another $1,000. And what else would I get rid of? I think there is a way to kind of remove about $3,000 of options and still have a Limited 4Runner right there. So overall, I'm impressed. Oh yeah, I would remove these too, because just air resistance and a little bit of noise. So yeah, it's a cool machine, and it can do a little bit of work too. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Check out oldtfl.com for everything automotive. And it's starting to rain, so it's about time for me to unload this trailer and go home.